A community rallying around the family of a murdered 16-year-old. Their tribute tonight and growing concerns about student safety. Outsourcing neighborhood cleanup, new funding for Clean Core, and why some argue the money could be better used somewhere else.
And the next weather maker moving at us with a risk of rain and some snow. I'm going to be planning out who's going to get it worst in my Weather Authority forecast.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News at 6.
Hurting so much for his family right now, and like I said, we're just trying to do as much as we can for them.
A community still reeling after the shooting death of 16-year-old Isaiah Carter, shot and killed near Patterson High School on Monday. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mary Bubala. Tonight, the neighborhood is organizing a fundraiser to show support for Carter's family. Fox 45's Rebecca Pryor has the story.
Yeah, today the community is really rallying around Isaiah's family. There's currently a fundraiser going on here at Forno. It's an Italian restaurant in downtown Baltimore. 15% of the proceeds made between now and 7 p.m. will go to the family. Before Isaiah was shot and killed, we're told he used to work here alongside his father, who's a chef at this restaurant. Now today we also went back to Patterson High School to find out what's stopping students from continuing to leave campus in the middle of the school day. Instead, we watched as the problems persist.
Our camera is catching many parents' concerns, kids leaving the classroom early.
Excuse me, are you a student at Patterson?
Yes, he is.
Are you leaving in the middle of the day?
Yeah.
Showing no signs of slowing down.
Usually I see them out either before noon or right before school lets out.
David Waters has lived next to Patterson High School for more than a decade. He says he catches students leaving campus during school hours.
Pretty much every day.
But usually they don't go far. He says they often gather here at Joseph Ely Park, the exact spot where 16-year-old Isaiah Carter was shot and killed just feet from his school when he was supposed to be in the classroom.
Oh, definitely, it could have been prevented.
Similar warning signs were missed across town in Edmondson.
Those children come from the shopping center, from the school, over to the shopping center.
Earlier this year, 16-year-old Deontay Dorsey faced the same fate when he was gunned down in a Popeyes parking lot, again just blocks from his high school in the middle of the day.
It should be somebody in the shopping center, and it should be somebody on the corner that's controlling what's going on.
It's more police presence. That'll stop the violence in this direct area.
Both communities calling for more eyes on their children.
There are protocols keeping young people safe.
But according to Baltimore City Schools CEO Dr. Sonia Santelises,
those of us who have worked with adolescents over long periods of time know that when young people want to find a way out, right? We cannot have our eyes in every place at the same time.
Fox 45 sending Santelises questions Thursday asking, the school can't have eyes everywhere, but they can monitor security cameras. Are there cameras at school exit points? Are those monitored throughout the school day? Will you be looking into new proactive measures to prevent kids from leaving school early? We also sent questions to Mayor Brandon Scott's office asking, will you be investigating city schools protocols for keeping students from leaving school early? As of news time, we've received no response.
I think they're aware of it. I think they don't have the resources to address it.
For those who want to come out and support this family during a very difficult time, this fundraiser at Forno will be going on until 7 p.m. Again, the restaurant's name is Forno. It's located downtown just across the street from the Hippodrome. In Baltimore City, Rebecca Pryor, Fox 45 News.
Rebecca, thank you. A homicide investigation opened after Baltimore police say they found human remains in a container near Garrison Middle School last Friday. The medical examiner's office just ruled the cause of death as a homicide. The identity of the person has not been revealed. Maryland's Department of Education releasing a report card on every school in the state for the first time since before the pandemic, highlighting the academic achievement, progress, and overall quality of each school. Every school is given a rating from 1 to 5 stars. MSDE says more than 75% of schools in the state earned at least 3 stars or better. Now, taking a closer look, Baltimore City had 29 schools with only a 1-star rating. That is most in the state for this low rating. The majority of city schools earned 2-star ratings. Baltimore County saw disappointing results as well, their star average dropping to 3.2%. 5 Baltimore County schools earned a 1-star rating, 33 earned a 2-star rating, while the majority of county schools earned 3 stars. Fox 45's Jeff Abel will have more on this tonight at 10.
At this hour, the Baltimore City Council is holding a confirmation hearing for Faith Leach, Mayor Brandon Scott's pick for city administrator. She previously led Baltimore's attempts to find jobs for squeegee kids. The mayor has called Ms. Leach a transformational leader, though some disagree.
This is not transformational by any stretch of the imagination. This is safe, and Baltimore needs to do better. Part of getting a job is showing that you can manage people and then you can manage a crisis. This person has done neither. And the squeegee kid crisis is still a crisis in the city of Baltimore.
Also this afternoon, Baltimore City Council member Yitzi Schleifer is digging into the Clean Core plan, which gives nearly $15 million to 6 nonprofits working to clean up Baltimore. Schleifer says the extra funding overlaps with the city council.
Why in the world would, the administration give $15 million towards privatization of community groups to perform these functions and to hire people when that's exactly what we're trying to do?
Schleifer says the money should go to the Department of Public Works, a department struggling to hire workers.
Well, DPW is doing its part to help minority and women-owned businesses thrive in Baltimore. The agency announcing a new program focusing on partnerships with those contractors. The program will give more access to projects for those owners and also teach them how to do business with the city.
This is an industry that has been controlled and selected for a group of people for many decades. But now we've seen that communities like Baltimore City, the diverse communities like Baltimore City, can benefit from this growing industry.
The city is looking to partner with 10 businesses. Any interested owners can attend an informational session in April. Well, former Laurel police officer David Crawford has been convicted of attempted murder and arson for starting at least a dozen fires across Maryland. They happened over a 13-year period. In each case, Prince George's County Police found Crawford had some sort of disagreement with the victim in the past. His alleged victims include 2 relatives, 2 former doctors, and a former Laurel police chief. Crawford faces up to 30 years in prison. A clear evening in and around Baltimore, but that won't be the case for too long. We're tracking our next weather maker moving in overnight. Jonathan, it could be a rainy end to our week.
Yeah, rainy and maybe even a little bit of snow, too. You see there, it's clear, it's calm on the Mile 1 Towson camp, but take a look at what happens overnight into early tomorrow morning. A lot of information on this graphic. You'll see here 7 a.m. Look at those temperatures at 33. This is as rain and something else chance, maybe some snow chances begin to come up here. But look at the temperatures also. They also begin to rise into the mid to upper 30s to low to mid 40s as we head into tomorrow afternoon. The rain and snow chance up to about 100%. So our best risks of snow going to be north and west of the Beltway. There could be some sloppy accumulation potentially on the grass and car tops, and maybe even in the city. Could see a light coating here or there. Again, unpaved areas. And then it looks like it changes terrain as those temperatures warm. I'll let you know if we have any more snow in our forecast and what the maps look like hour by hour in my Weather Authority forecast in a couple of minutes.
Jonathan, thanks. Stay with our morning team as they continue to track this storm. They will have minute-by-minute coverage tomorrow on the Fox 45 Morning News. They start at 4:30 a.m. A proposal to expand public transportation between Baltimore City and County is facing some mixed feedback. Fox 45's Maxine Stryker explains why one lawmaker thinks the decision should be up to the people.
Delegate Nino Mangione's proposed legislation would put projects like this on the ballot, leaving it up to voters to decide.
Light rail stations from Falls Road to Colonial Fairgrounds are closed.
The proposal to expand public transportation between Baltimore City and Baltimore County has been the subject of much debate. The north-south corridor from the Maryland Transit Authority offers 7 alternatives to expand transit between Baltimore and the Towson-Lutherville area. There's the possibility of bus, light rail, or heavy rail transit, most using the busy York Road corridor. Opponents in Lutherville have posted these Save Suburbia signs in their yards.
The development proposals, the transportation proposals that would try to make this area more urban is not something that we really signed on for when we bought our houses.
But advocates tell Fox 45 the Baltimore region is in need of something just like this.
Making our regional public transportation network faster and more reliable will make Baltimore County and the whole region a better place to live.
Now a new voice is expressing concern.
It will completely disrupt the integrity of the community and the neighborhoods, and it would disrupt the commerce of the local businesses. It changes the character of this region in a manner that citizens do not want.
State Delegate Nino Mangione is calling the proposal a horrible idea with no redeeming value. He's even introduced a bill that would require any transportation project, such as this, that costs over a certain amount be submitted to referendum, giving voters the chance to weigh in at the ballot box.
We will leave this up to the people, and the people will decide.
Public feedback was solicited last year for this project, but Mangione says it's not enough when it comes to such a large proposal, and people deserve more of a voice.
Communities, I believe, deserve a voice in any major public transit project that's really going to disrupt their community. And public meetings are obviously important, but they're not enough, a significant indication of citizen opinion.
Now, the state will eventually need to secure funding and decide which option is the best option here, but all of that could take upwards of 3 years to figure out. In Towson, Maxine Stryker, Fox 45 News.
Broadway and Hollywood star Leslie Odom Jr. is coming to Baltimore next month. He'll be performing alongside the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra on April 1st. The show will include, of course, hits from Hamilton, as well as Nat King Cole songs. More information is available at bsomusic.org. Well, coming up, a third Norfolk Southern train derailment in just over a month. The ironic timing as the company's CEO testifies in Washington.
President Biden reveals his budget and an effort to do away with some tax breaks for the oil and gas industry. What it would mean for you, coming up.
Rail transportation remains the most safe way in this country to transport any type of material.
Norfolk Southern officials addressing a third train derailment in just over a month, this time in Alabama. Close to 30 train cars went off the tracks, but they're not believed to be carrying any hazardous materials, unlike the crash in East Palestine, Ohio. Norfolk Southern CEO is also testifying on Capitol Hill over the company's other derailments.
Well, guess what? Your tax dollars don't have to go out paying all that exorbitant price for Medicare to drug companies, and it's rational. It's going to save $160 billion in tax dollars.
A passionate speech from President Biden in Philadelphia today, promising growth for the middle class as part of his new budget plan. But it's receiving some pushback from an industry power player on Capitol Hill. Chief political correspondent Scott Thuman explains.
A president's budget always elicits a mix of applause and outrage. Thursday, pushing for more taxes on wealthiest Americans and corporations and reversing President Trump's tax cuts on people earning above $400,000, all Biden says to lower America's crippling deficit.
When the middle class does well, the poor have a way up and the wealthy still do very well.
Republicans, who Biden needs to pass it, predictably opposed.
Raising taxes in a low-growth economy like this will only hurt us more and put us into recession.
But it's another impact to be felt here in America's energy fields as Biden proposes scrapping oil and gas industry subsidies, massive tax breaks to further fuel fossil fuels. In this case, some say $10 to $50 billion a year worth. An industry analyst says mostly to help smaller companies, not the well-known conglomerates.
If I were from Texas, I would describe this as a mom and pop oil company subsidy, and they're being If this didn't exist, they would be driven out of business by the big companies. But does this change the price of gasoline for consumers? And the answer is no.
The Independent Petroleum Association of America calls it a direct attack on America's smaller independent producers who develop most of the nation's gas and oil wells. Biden promised before becoming president he'd get rid of these fossil fuel subsidies and end new drilling on public lands in an effort to go more green. But then hit a roadblock. The White House in a bind after the spread of COVID and war in Ukraine severely strained supplies, pushing the average price of gas over $5 a gallon. When consumers partially blamed Biden, he changed course, encouraging more digging.
I think they have a responsibility to act to invest in America by increasing production and refining capacity.
Now the pump jacks back in the budgetary crosshairs as the White House aims for the next evolution. In Washington, I'm Scott Thuman.
This evening on the Fox Triple Cast, Mile 1 Taos Cam, Toyota Eastern Harbor Sky Cam. Still a little brightness there. Next week, it'll be an hour later on our sunset as we enter daylight saving time. But overall, a really nice shot. But we are waiting for the next weather maker moving in. Winter weather advisories off to our north in Pennsylvania and to our west out in ski country near Wisp Ski Resort in Garrett County. I was actually out there last weekend, and I mean, lucky that we had any snow that was on any of the slopes. So hopefully they're going to get some help. There's some rain and snow out toward Minneapolis where there are winter storm warnings, and then rain on the southern side of that system. Mile 1 Townsend Cam shows maybe a patch or two of clouds. Otherwise, it's mainly clear ahead of that next system that is going to be coming our way. It's 50. Winds out of the east, or actually north-northeast at 7. And humidity at 41%. Temperatures all across Maryland now in the upper 40s to right around 50. There are some colder numbers near Cleveland as well as Scranton, Pennsylvania. But even those above freezing, and that's what's going to be feeding into this system. So for now, fair weather, high pressure, pretty nice. Temperatures in the mid-50s this afternoon. The warmer air, unlike what happened in January and February, if you remember all these systems, they come through, it'd get nice and warm, then it'd rain. Well, the warm air with this one is going to stay to the south. But the big snow that's with this will go up into Canada. That's out towards Chicago as well as Minneapolis. Maybe even Pennsylvania could get some accumulating snow. But around here, just a little too far south. Although there is a potential tomorrow morning as this develops that we could have some rain snow mix into the afternoon, especially north and west. I don't think it's really going to accumulate. March sun angle, that's a problem. And also the temperatures above freezing. There could be a coating on the grass perhaps, and then it looks like a little bit of drier time, maybe just some drizzle tomorrow night, and maybe another little band of rain and snow to wrap things up Saturday morning. In terms of the future scan, this is your computer model forecast through about 11 p.m. tonight through 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. There's the increasing clouds, rain and snow mix. Again, the snow more dominant north and west of the Beltway by the end of the morning commute tomorrow. But the temperatures, there they are, mid to upper 30s. That's above freezing. And then rain as we head into tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. And then that wraps up, and notice one little kind of spoke of moisture rolling through into Saturday morning with another little quick mix of rain and snow. But the temperatures, again, right at or above freezing. So anything that we see could create reduced visibilities. But I think even that maybe half-inch of snow that's north and west up there toward Westminster, that would mainly be on the car tops and grassy patches. Clear skies and increasing clouds tonight, 34. Just a wet, dreary day tomorrow. Rain, snow developing, high 44. Coming up, I've got your exclusive 10-day forecast to let you know any other chances of wintry weather.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
There's plenty of snow on the ground in Maine, but that isn't stopping some aggressive tulips from peeking out of the snow. There is so much snow north of Lake Tahoe, California Highway Police are offering it up for free. UC Berkeley estimates more than 16 feet has fallen there in the past 2 weeks. Up to 6 more feet could fall by Sunday, with wind gusts over 60 miles per hour.
For more content like this, like the National Weather Desk on Facebook.
Well, during this Women's History Month, one local fitness center is offering free workout classes and giveaways all week long. Fox 45's Amy Aronson explains.
Hey, yeah, lots of babes supporting babes here this morning. I'm here with Kelly Berger, who started it all. So Resistance Cycle is your baby. You've created this, a woman's own business right here in Baltimore, which is awesome. This week you're celebrating all that stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good opportunity with International Women's Month to just say, let's all come together and let's support each other, with whether it's in Baltimore, Maryland, wherever it is, and let's like pick each other up and hold each other up and kind of just blast one another, and we're having fun with it. It's been awesome.
Yeah, it seems like a party here this morning. You've got lots of other businesses actually here this morning as people come in and out of spin classes. So what do you have going on here this morning?
Yeah, we've had a ton of businesses all week, but this morning we have Brookie's Cookies over here, and then we have all the way down Sedona House, and then we have Betsy Robinson Bridal. So a ton of different things going on. It's super exciting, and we're just really thankful they bought in too, because I didn't know what it was going to look like when we thought about this, but it turns out really awesome.
Okay, let's take the folks down the hallway now and show people the real stuff that's going on. So you come here to sweat, right?
Yeah.
What's happening within these studio doors right now?
It's pretty wild in here. We have a party inside these doors every time. We try and just have fun, make everyone feel really welcomed, and feel like a community when we walk in.
Should we give them a sneak peek
Yeah,
of what's going on?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Maybe some good outdoor biking weather late this afternoon into this evening, but tomorrow, totally different story. 44, rain and snow developing again. Any accumulation should mainly be grassy surfaces. Could be a coating Friday afternoon, Friday evening, then again Saturday morning with a high 47. Could see another risk of some rain and snow showers during the afternoon into the evening and into Monday. Here Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening into Monday. Stays below average all the way through much of next week before finally recovering to above average once again by the end of next week and next weekend.
Jonathan, thanks. Finally tonight, the turtles are free. Take a look at this. 25 rehabilitated sea turtles are back at their natural home in Florida after undergoing care at the National Aquarium in Baltimore. The turtles had been in Baltimore since November, recovering from hypothermia after they were rescued from icy waters. Oh, they're back in that ocean. Well, that's all for Fox 45 News at 6. Family Feud's next. We'll see you back here for the news at 10 tonight. Thanks so much for watching. Good night.